Hi, I'm Dr. M. Kamakshay, open source software evangelist and also a full stack developer. In my previous videos, I was showing you how to install Ubuntu 18.04 using VirtualBox, Oracle VM VirtualBox. I have two computers inside this virtual machines. I have two machines inside this VirtualBox. That is Ubuntu and Ubuntu 1. If you want, you can also change the names, but I did it very intentionally to show you how to create the LAN. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a local area network using two nodes. The node 1 is going to, name of the node 1 is Ubuntu, name of the node 2 is Ubuntu 1. And simultaneously, we are also going to show characters for these computers, which means I'm going to give names to these, assign the names to these computers. One is the master, the other one is going to be the slave. So we are going to set up a network with master-slave architecture, something like that. Now I'm going to start my computers, and you need to press on start button. Keep your, you need to highlight one of the machines and then press the start button. Now my computer is going to start now, and meanwhile I minimize this and highlight the second computer and I'll press the start button. Now both of the machines will be started, and my machine, this is the Ubuntu. You can see the name here. This is name of this computer is Ubuntu, which means we are going to convert this into a master. The other machine, this is Ubuntu 1. This is going to be the slave, and we are going to configure the network with a two node cluster. And I'm going to show you how to establish the two node cluster and communicate with each other. As I'm talking to you as how to install Hadoop cluster, which means two node cluster. This Hadoop cluster is actually a cluster of computers in which there is Hadoop inside. And the same, we can also establish a cluster just like a LAN. Without having Hadoop inside, and that kind of cluster is called a Beowulf cluster. So for more information, go to online and search for search for Beowulf cluster in your web browser. And read more, learn what is a Beowulf cluster. Now I'm going to establish Beowulf cluster, which means I'm here to talk about Hadoop. I did not even download my Hadoop. So I'm going to show you how to establish a Beowulf cluster with two node, having two computers. Now log in. Remember, you need to remember your password to log inside these computers. Now I'm going to log inside both of these computers. Now let me go to the first computer, this computer, which is Ubuntu, and I said I'm going to imagine, or I'm going to add some character to this computer, calling it as a master. And my second computer, you see here Ubuntu 2, and this is going to be the slave. Now let us go back to the master. Now what do we need to do? We need to do three fundamental things. We need to bring some changes within these computers, within these two nodes, by converting their names and editing the hosts and also adding interfaces. Now I'm going to talk about a very highly influential topic in Linux. There are a lot of jobs outside called Linux administrator, network administrator, whose daily job is to take care of the network inside the company. So here I'm talking about two node cluster, and in reality you may be having n number of nodes, maybe 10, 12, 13, 14, something like that. They're all connected through wires or maybe using Wi-Fi. Now open your terminal, and the very first thing is going to be the host name. So you can just execute the command hostname. This is Ubuntu, but when you install Ubuntu 18.04 inside the VirtualBox, this is not going to be the name. You are going to have something else. Mostly it might be Ubuntu-VirtualBox, something like that. I edited the name already. Now I'm going to show you how to edit your hostname. Okay, for that we need to issue a statement sudo gedit. I'm going to there are more number of editors, text editors, text applications in Ubuntu like Linux operating system. I like gedit because it seems exactly like Notepad application inside Windows. Gedit, and then you need to go for, since we are going to amend the configuration of the system, all the configuration settings will be inside etc directory. Then you should go inside etc, then hostname. Now issue your password. Yeah, I forgot to tell you one thing. Now I'll do that after. Now I'm going to call this as master. As a, if you remember, I said this Ubuntu, a machine with name Ubuntu is going to be master. Okay, Control C, then close. I forgot to tell you one thing. Soon after you set up, open these two machines, start these two machines, you should be able to check if you are able to reach the next machine or not. For that, what we need to do you remember we had installed a utility called ifconfig? I don't know what you call this. Few people call it as ifconfig, or there are many ways to. I call ifconfig, and then there are many ways to retrieve this information from the system. And now you see, this is the network adapter which we had appended while installing this Ubuntu 18.0, setting up this machine in VirtualBox. I called it as, I told you that was adapted to with a profile name called host only machine, something like that. Now what you need to do, you got two IP addresses. This is for the first adapter, this is for the second adapter. This IP address is for the second adapter, this IP address is for this first adapter. Now what we need to do in order to establish a LAN network, we need to don't disturb the first adapter. We'll make use of the second adapter, which is the host only adapter, and this is the IP address for that. Now you see I am inside the Ubuntu, which means it is a master. Now what I do, I already amended the name of this computer. Let me see, hostname. I think hostname. Yeah, no, I think I did not. I need to restart. Okay, I think I already did this. Yeah, master. Now I'm going to exit, and then I am going to no need, let me remain inside my. Now I'm just going to ping if config. So you see there is a particular task called pinging. Pinging is just to see or check if a particular computer with a particular name is available within the network or not. It doesn't matter whether it is in LAN, WAN, MAN or www. Like suppose you go for, my internet is connected, let me ping google.com. Now you see it is pinging. Now it is just we have to wait. So this is the IP address of this server, and now our computer must, if the internet is connected, then our computer must receive. I think it's taking time. Come on. Now this is, I am in the slave. Let me amend the name. Meanwhile, get it. etc host. No, issue the. Yeah, it is not Ubuntu, it is going to be slave. And remember, we got two different. This is 192.168.56.102. This is slave. Okay. Now ping facebook.com. My computers are taking too long time. Okay, no problem, doesn't matter. Transmitted, and there is no, I am behind proxy, and there are a lot of. Okay, now, so what is the address of this? This is slave, because this is Ubuntu 1, and now ping. Let me copy this. This is the slave IP, and now I want to ping master. And you remember the master is 101. Now you see it is pinging, which means both of the computers are in the same network, and I am able to find the computer with an IP address bearing this number 192.168. Now let me go to the master, and then you see this is the master IP address. Now from here, let us ping this slave. Now slave is going to be with, slave in our network, the slave has the IP address 102. Now you see we are able to, but as such it never mean that we are able to find the computer, but we are yet to establish the communication. Don't think of a point. We did not even reach to a stage where we are able to establish a communication. Suppose if I want to log into, you see where I am in the master. If I want to establish the connection with slave, I need to use SSH, and then the slave is going to be 0. Now let me see what's going to happen. This is for the password for this computer. Now you see I am able to establish the connection with Ubuntu. So what I do, there is a lot of mess of things happening here. Let me restart, because the names will not change until we restart our computer. So otherwise we will not be able to restart. Now go here, restart. So because we will not be able to, I will not be able to explain you well unless I restart the computer. So I wanted to show you the names. We need to change the names of the computers to test if. Now since we change the names, we don't need to use the numeric IP address. We can just make use of the names of the computers. After you restart, your computer name gets changed automatically. Then we'll be able to establish the communication. Come on. Yes, it's going now. Okay, I'll pause video, come back. Okay, it's going on now. Ubuntu. You see this is the machine with the name slave. You see the name here, Ubuntu 1. This is a slave, and here we have Ubuntu. This is a master. Now let me show you. Come on, get inside. Yes. Now, do you remember the name of this computer? This is Ubuntu 1. Okay, Ubuntu 1 is a slave. Now host name, you see you got slave. Now we don't need to worry about the number, because every time we need to copy that number and then check Ubuntu. This is the master, this is the slave. Okay, now let me open both of the computers and show you. I'll ping again. Now host name, do you remember what is this? This is just a Ubuntu. This machine has a name master. Now I don't need to use the number, IP number. I can say, since I am inside the master, I can ping slave. Slave is slave ping sudo ping. No, we don't use to. Is not slave. No, I think I wrongly spelled this. Slave is slave. Slave is okay. Oh, that's good. Master, yeah, we are not able to do that, because let's go to sudo gedit etc, and then we need to amend a particular file called host. Okay, I'm going to amend these files, and where I will, okay, we need to know the address of the computer, ifconfig. Now let me pick up this address. 101 is master, 102 is. Now let me amend this. Oh, I didn't. Okay, it's okay. Fine. this is going to be the one, this is going to be the host. Okay, one is going to be master, then 2 is going to be slave. Now let me go back to this machine, sudo gedit etc hosts. We changed the, but we didn't change the, yeah, I cannot because that machine is different. I again have to pick up the, we are just trying to avoid, I'm doing all this activity in order to show you how to avoid this number based IP. Now come here, one is going to be master and 2 is going to be slave. Okay, now I don't know if I have to restore it or not. Okay, ping, this is, I'm in master, slave. Yeah, I am able to ping now. So my computer is able to find out the slave in the network. Now let me go back to slave, then ping master. Now it is pinging. Now it is able to find out the, now what we did in the first step, I changed the host name. In the second step, I went to the hosts file inside the etc directory, and then I changed the numeric IP into the character based IP. Okay, now I am inside the, let me go back to the master and see if I can establish the connection with slave. Sudo ssh, I don't need sudo ssh. Now I am inside the master. Let me see if I can establish connection with the slave. Slave Ubuntu. Yes, I'm able to do that. You see, now the master changed into slave, and now when you exit, now you will come back to master. Now what is your IP? Host name. You see, it is a master. Okay, we went to slave, we connected, established a connection with the slave and came back to master. Now go to the slave and see SSH. Now you are in slave, right? We are going to establish connection with master. Now my password is Ubuntu. Yes, we logged into master, and then if you want to get back to your native computer, then issue exit. Now it may be unbelievable to you, then what I do, I go back to the master, then I am in the home. Do I have any files? I'll get into desktop. No, I'll get into the documents, cd documents, then I'll create a file, a simple text file. This is master.txt because we are inside the master, right? Now this is master, and login from slave and see if, now you see ls, we got the master, and what is the host name? Host name is the master. Now let's go to the slave. Now cd documents, now sudo g edit, now slave txt. I'm creating a text file. This is slave. Now what is the host name? We are in slave. Okay, now what I do, I log in from master, I SSH from master and see if I can browse the file inside the slave or not. cd present working. I'm in my home. Now SSH, I'm in master, right? Host name master. Now we are logging into slave and retrieve the data from slave from the master. SSH slave. Now issue the password. Now you see we are in slave. cd, let me see what are the files I have. cd documents. You see you got the slave. Now we are logging inside slave and we are trying to retrieve the information inside the slave from master. Sudo gedit slave yeah, connection refused because there is a problem that we need to obtain the passwordless secured shell connection that we didn't do yet, but you can still make sure that you can while we are inside the slave. Yeah, it is not cannot open display display in the master that's okay, fine. Let's go back to the slave and see if we can do that. This is hostname is slave, then we are going to connect SSH. I think I did SSH, right? Sudo. Okay, let me go back and do the same thing by using sudo. I was trying to log in using sudo SSH. I'm in slave. Okay, let me exit. Now hostname. I'm in master. I'm going to log into slave. Sudo SSH slave. Yes. Now this is the way I should enter into slaves Ubuntu. Oh, something went wrong. Yeah, sudo SSH slave is not working because we didn't really establish, but SSH slave works. Yeah, it works, but secure shell is not working. Why? Because we need to obtain a static ID, and that I will be doing. So in this video I'm going to show you, I just shown you how to update the host name and amend the hosts, and in my next video I'm going to show you how to obtain the static ID and then establish secured shell connection. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for the new content, and don't forget to subscribe to my video channel.